hoping to achieve the support of the United States.
Coverage is dominated by...
The public in the West is hearing a different side to the story of how the conflict started. We'll look at how the international...
12-year-old Amanda Kakoeva holds on to a doll she bought in South Ossetia, one of few things she was able to bring back after fleeing the conflict zone. She says it was a long and frightening journey back home.
And in times of crises, those ties strengthen.
Who lives in the San Francisco area was visiting her relatives in South Ossetia for the summer. Amanda spent the night in her uncle's basement. The following morning, they fled to North Ossetia and eventually Moscow. But they would have never made it to safety if it wasn't for the help of Russian troops, Amanda says.
And in times of crises, those ties strengthen.
They helped us out a lot, and they came when we really needed help. So I just want to say thank you to them.
A part of Amanda's story that the American media has repeatedly left out. Upon her return to the United States, she and her aunt Laura gave several interviews, including this live appearance on Fox News.
And in times of crises, those ties strengthen.
I want you to know to whom to blame on this conflict. That's Mr. Ssakashvili, who started this war, and Mr. Ssakashvili, who is aggressor. And 2,000 people were killed in one day, and that's what I am against.
I would never cut you off. Unfortunately, a commercial break will take us there in 4 seconds, whether we like it or not. I'll bring you back after the commercial.
You don't want to hear that.
I'll be right back with you. Stay by.
Uncle Sam may be far away, but his gifts are all around.
And after the commercial,
we can blame only one person and Georgian government. I'm not blaming Georgian people. I'm blaming Georgian government, and he has to resign.
Well, that's certainly what the Russians want. If I had more time, you would get it, but I have but 5 seconds. Thank you both. The young girl's a hero in San Francisco, and understandably, there are gray areas in war.
And in times of crises, those ties strengthen.
It's not the gray areas, guys. It's a genocide.
Laura says she's not necessarily pro-Russia. Her mother is Georgian and her father South Ossetian. But she simply wanted to tell the truth about what her family went through.
I wanted to Americans know that Russians didn't start this war.
Guy, hoping to achieve the support of the United States.
Coverage is dominated by...
There is only the army to support him. They are paid a lot of money. The ordinary people live in poverty.
At one of the villages not far from Ssakashvili, we found a group of South Ossetian soldiers. Staying with them are 2 Georgian POWs. They were captured with their tank in the midst of Georgia's assault.
All we want now is to get back home alive and to see our families and friends.
Both signed a contract with the Georgian army less than 2 years ago, and both are now blaming the Georgian president for what happened.
The public in the West is hearing a different side to the story of how the conflict
Uncle
started.
Sam may be far away, but his gifts are all around. Fields of death, so plentiful in South Ossetia these days. This valley, a few kilometers from the capital Ssakashvili, saw some of the fiercest fighting. For many Georgian troops, it became the point of no return. Their bodies are now being readied to be shipped back to Georgia.
Our people built coffins for the Georgian dead and got them ready to be shipped to their homeland. No matter what happens, we're Christians, and the dead need to be buried in a good, traditional way.
The public in the West is hearing a different side to the story of how the conflict started.
Uncle Sam may be far away, but his gifts are all around.
Georgians killed children. A girl was running to her basement and she was shot dead. My neighbor, a boy who decided to bring us water to drink, was killed the second he appeared.
Ssakashvili is a sick person. He is insane. I don't know where he came from. He wasn't born by a woman. He's the devil.
The public in the West is hearing a different side to the story of how the conflict started.
These are the trophies South Ossetian captured together with the Georgian tank. Uncle Sam may be far away, but his gifts are all around. Oksana Boyko, RT, South Ossetia.
South Ossetia. Joe Mestas was caught right in the middle of his vacation. His wife, South Ossetian, and a 5-year-old daughter were staying with his relatives.
At 7 o'clock in the morning, a Georgian fighter plane dropped a bomb in Java about 200 meters away from her parents' home and shattered the windows and terrified my 5-year-old daughter. And they just basically left with their clothes on their back, hopped in the car, and was heading towards the North Ossetian border.
A week before the attack, as the Georgian forces were pulling up troops to the de facto border, Joe Mastas still hoped there would be no war.
I'm so happy that my family made it out alive. If they would not have made it out alive, I would have been going to Tbilisi looking for Ssakashvili myself and brought him to justice myself.
Uncle Sam may be far away, but his gifts are all around.
The public in the West is hearing a different side to the story of how the conflict started.
I'm so happy that my family made it out alive. If they would not have made it out alive, I would have been going to Tbilisi looking for Ssakashvili myself and brought him to justice myself.
Guy, hoping to achieve the support of the United States.
Coverage is dominated